Hey, how y'all doing, baby? It's Wednesday. Y'all know what that means? They've been having them Geico commercials later. Hey, Mike. Guess what day it is? It's hump day. Hump day, baby. That means we're halfway through this shitstorm of a week. And ain't no telling what the rest of the week will look like. Because there's plenty of shit going on right now that's just poking Donnie so bad. You know he's getting irritated. I ain't got no mail today, so I'm just going to wish everybody a good Wednesday. Let's get through the next 2 days. We'll be right smack dab into the weekend again. I'm looking forward to it, baby. Anyway, well, I hope I'm going to have the fun part first. Got to. Did y'all see Donnie host Clemson at the White House? These guys just won the championship for college football, baby. They're going to show up at the White House for lunch with the president. I can just see it now when they get old. Well, I heard you went to the White House, Grandpa. What did the president serve for lunch? McDonald's hamburgers. Hamburgers. Not hamburgers, hamburgers. That's a new word, baby. I even see where Burger King put out a little tweet saying that they were all out of hamburgers and we're going to have to be forced to sell nothing but hamburgers the rest of the day. That's right. Donnie don't know how to spell because he went to the Wharton School of Finance. You know, the Wharton School of Finance. We teach you how to cipher. We just don't teach you how to spell. It's not important. It's just that you got to learn how to cipher numbers. Yep, Wharton School of Finance. I bet every time this idiot goes on his little tweet shit, Wharton School of Finance is just so proud of their alumni. Are you shitting me, little idiot? It's a so-called billionaire. How many catering services do you think are in Washington, D.C. that could have catered a great lunch for these players? Their one trip to the White House, baby, it's a big deal. McDonald's and Burger King, are you shitting me? That's Donnie's favorite food. That's your favorite food, you little turd. Don't you get enough of it every day? There's so many memes out there now, it's not even funny. That's our president. I did notice that Michael Strahan, he's ex-New York Giants football player, Hall of Famer. He co-hosts on Good Morning America, I think it is. Anyway, he invited them to New York to come to New York for a lobster and steak and caviar dinner, like they deserve. Not so. Yeah, I'm glad somebody else took up the line, but that just the hamburger thing it's just a metaphor. It's go fefe, baby. He's ignorant. He is so ignorant. He can't spell, and we demonstrates that all the time. It's an embarrassment to have the man in our house who is so illiterate. The only thing he knows how to do is sell con jobs. That's it. Or hand jobs to Pootie. What else is going on? Well, Nancy Pelosi, baby, Speaker of the House. This is Nancy's house now. Nancy's House of Detention. Go by and check it out on Facebook. Nancy's House of Detention sent a letter to poor old Donnie saying, no, buddy, you can't have your State of the Union address on the 29th of January because the government is shut down and they don't have security for all the members of the Senate, the Congress, the Supreme Court. Everybody who is somebody is going to be there. Even Donnie the dictator is going to be there. Well, he was anyway until Nancy told him, sorry, ain't going to have it, baby. And Donnie ain't got a choice in this shit. This is Nancy's house, baby. She calls the rules, and she's right. There's a government shutdown. There's no extra money for Donnie to be doing his State of the Union. As a matter of fact, she told him go ahead and write it on paper and send it over to the Senate, and we'll all get a copy of it. There's your State of the Union. Either that, Donnie, or you can do it from the Oval Office, she said. Just have yourself a little ball over there. Of course, there won't be all that pomp and circumstance, that shit that really gets your little tiny pecker hard, Donnie. All that stuff, they clapping for you and all that. That won't be there, Donnie. That won't be there because you're being a dick keeping the damn government shut down for your little wall. And your little wall ain't going nowhere. But as long as the wall and the shutdown is in the news, guess what we're not talking about? Russia, baby. As long as the wall is a big thing and the government shutdown is a big thing, then he thinks we're not going to talk about the Russian collusion crimes and conspiracies and everything else that Donnie's done, money laundering, all that shit. Shh, don't want to let nobody know just yet. Doesn't matter how many little dog and pony shows you put on out here, Donnie. It's still coming down. Mueller's still after your ass. You're not going to save yourself from shit. So your little tantrum here over the shutdown is just another demonstration of Donnie's just complete, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitlement. He thinks he's entitled to everything. He always has his whole life, ever since his daddy stuck that silver spoon way up his ass. And his mama was so giddy with happiness. Yeah, that's exactly who they are. They're nothing but a bunch of thieves. Donnie has been threatening to leave NATO. That's a report that just recently came out, that Donnie has been talking about we ought to just pull out of NATO. How much more can this idiot hand to Putin? How much more of our country can Donnie just destroy and hand over to the Soviet Union? That's what it's going to be again if Putin has his way. It's not going to be Russia, baby. Putin wants Soviet Union again. And guess what? Donnie is willing to hand it to him on a silver platter. Pull out of NATO? Hell yeah, he would. He's treated all of our allies like shit ever since he stumbled into our house. Ever since the moron class of this nation, who got hooked on a bunch of Russian ads, decided that that's their man. I like the way he talks. Are you shitting me? He talks like an idiot. He talks like a third grader. The Coast Guard's not getting paid. An active duty military service is not getting paid. You think about that. Now, they put the Coast Guard under the Department of Homeland Security. You know, Bush made that department up when we got attacked. And all the militaries, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines are under the Department of Defense, but not the Coast Guard, although 42,000 Coast Guard members are on active duty, on active military duty, and they're not getting paid. Of course, you know, they could have a car wash, they could have a garage sale, they could mow their car loan people's yard or something. That's what they're recommending them do. Scratch, baby. Go to the food bank. Beg for money on the street. It doesn't matter. Donnie's got to have his way. All of this shit was passed. House, Senate, they signed it. They sent it up to the Hill. And then Ann Coulter spoke, and Rush Limp Dick spoke, and Pawn Hannity came out on Bullshit Mountain screaming all sorts of shit. Judge Wino Tree, that's his constituents. Those are his people. He's not governing this country for the American people. He's governing it for Fox News and right-wing nut jobs like Alex Jones or some crap like that. I ain't heard from him in a while. Must be crawled up underneath some rock somewhere. Anyway, they did move. Let me make sure I get everything out of my way here. Yeah, Donnie says he don't know anything about that, but wait a second, I'm going to get ahead of myself here. Nancy's State of the Union, the wall, to shut down the Coast Guard. Now we get down to the brass tacks. Well, the Senate and the House finally came together and slapped those Steve King, the congressman from Iowa's 4th District, the little scumbag, white supremacist Nazi asshole who stinks up the halls of Congress with his little rebel flag on his desk and talking about white babies need to be born or when did white supremacy become a thing? All that shit, all the disgusting crap, the straw that finally broke the camel's back, and they took all of his committee positions away, sent him back to his little office. Some are even calling him to resign, which is exactly what that man should do. Look what Al Franken resigned over. This disgusting crap of a man, this Steve King, this vile, disgusting worm. I wouldn't even downgrade worms that much. He's a white supremacist, neo-Nazi, just a disgusting excuse for a person. And so now the Senate has condemned him. Finally, the straw that broke the camel's back. Do you know how many straws they've been stacking on that camel for a long time? Oh, you know, them immigrants, every valedictorian that goes to school, well, there's 100 of them out there hauling drugs across the desert there. Got calves the size of cantaloupes. We need to put up an electric fence, you know. We need to treat them people just like we treat our livestock. That is Stephen King. That is the disgusting voice of the Republican Party. And only now, after one of their own members, the only black senator stood up and spoke, are they doing something about it. They're forced into it. Because that whole damn clan, the GOP, the Republican Party is exactly that. It's just become a clan. A clan of white supremacists. A clan of assholes. And now they're going to strike out at Steve King. Why don't they strike out at the man that's in the office up there? Why don't they strike out at Donald Trump for the vile shit that comes out of his mouth? No, they don't do that. They back down their scared little rabbits. They're taking their little tails and tucking them between their legs. They don't want to speak bad about Donnie. Donnie has moved to replace the seat that Brett Kavanaugh left open on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals with a lady named Naomi Rowell. Rowell, R-A-O. Rowell. Naomi. Never been a judge. Ain't even been a clerk for a judge. No. She's a right-wing nut job, but she has made her point in life. She's written some papers. Now, this is the person that Donald Trump has picked to go on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. And her opinion is on these three subjects. 1, women are partially responsible for sexual assault if they have been drinking. If you've been drinking, ladies, well, it's your fault. You know, you got raped there. Sorry about your sexual abuse there, but you know, hey, you were drinking, you took a risk, and that's who he's putting on the bench. That is who he thinks is an appropriate person for the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. Not only that, she goes on with another little tirade of hers that she says trendy political movements have only recently added sexuality to the standard checklist of traits requiring tolerance. Oh, you know, them gay people now, we have to tolerate what they're doing. They done made a law that it's legal to be gay. That's who she is. That's the disgusting people that he is still trying to put on the court. Steve King is he's the epitome of what they are. They're still trying to put these, but it goes on, baby. Racial issues are a hot money-making issue. Multiculturalists undermine American culture. Now, you think of what this lady is saying in her little papers that she writes, and she's being appointed to a lifetime position on the Court of Appeals? Are you shitting me? She's a racist little bitch. Racial issues are a hot money-making issue. Multiculturalists undermine American culture. You know what undermines American culture? Racist assholes like this, like Steve King, like Donald Trump. That's what is ruining American culture. We were marching in the right direction. Now all of a sudden he's brought the Nazis, the white supremacists, the Klan, the Naomi Rowells of the world, the Steve Kings of the world, and elevated them. Elevated them. To what end? In 2018, there were more trans people killed last year than any time in our history. Transgenders. We have the second lady, Karen Pence, who is teaching art in a school that bans gay people, gay kids from attending the school. And if you have a gay parent, you can't let into school either. That is the country that this disgusting man that sits in our house has brought us. Our country keeps sliding into this abyss of hatred and bigotry. All brought to you courtesy of Donald J. Dump to Trump sick. The dictator, Donnie, who don't know how to spell, baby. He doesn't know how to spell. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He barely reads. Yeah, I'm glad Michael Strahan spoke up. I'm going to treat those ball players to a decent meal. I don't know, people. I write all this shit down and I come out here and try to talk about it, but my heart gets sick every time I do. Because every time I do, I'm reminded of all the crap that is still going on. Really trying to appoint a judge like that to a lifetime Court of Appeals bench? Are you shitting me? So laden with bigotry and racism. But that's who they are, baby. They're stacking the courts all over the country with those kind of judges. Because they want them there when they get their ass sued or they're put up on charges. They're hoping that some Brett Kavanaugh or Naomi Rayo saves their ass. I don't know, people. Our work has just begun. But hey, it's time that the score is going to start changing rapidly, baby, rapidly. And I'm really looking forward to the next coming weeks and the months. This shutdown is going to end soon. I understand it. Lindsey Graham has done got 10 Republican senators to sign a letter going to Donnie that says, hey, reopen the government, idiot. All these people that are suffering have nothing to do with border security. Nothing at all. But Donnie doesn't care how much you suffer or how much somebody you know suffers. They don't care. Go Pepe, baby. You don't care. It's Donnie's image to Ann Coulter and Pawn Hannity that matters. That's what matters to Donnie. Not the welfare of this country, not the safety of this country, not none of the bullshit that he comes up. Ooh, there's a humanitarian crisis on the border. What happened to the marauding MS-13? Oh, they're ganging up in Honduras. They're on their way any day now. They'll be clawing at your door. The only thing Donnie has to sell is fear and hate. So I'm glad I'm on this side, baby, where we don't have room for that. We have a determination to clean our house, and it's going to start happening. He can take his little State of the Union because we know what the State of the Union is, and I don't need his lying ass to come out there and try to spread a bunch of bullshit about his glorious victory during the Electoral College or how there was millions of illegal voters or we need a wall because Donnie's great and all the other zis boom bah shit that he would try to sneak into it. Whatever happened to that Republican that called Obama a liar during the State of the Union? Why don't one of them Republicans over there on that side, when he gets up there to make a speech, stand up and yell it because you'd be correct this time? Every day you would be correct. The man lies like we breathe, baby. Anyway, I hope he enjoyed his hamburger. Jesus, we're so... Anyway, that's about all I got. 2018, the hottest oceans ever recorded in 2018, but don't worry about it. Donnie's all told us that climate change is a hoax, all made up by the Chinese to make more money of it. So don't worry. Just because we're all going to die doesn't mean a shitting ass thing to Donnie. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in. Anyway, that's about all I got, people. Stay informed. Stay in charge of this shit. All of this stuff's going to start happening, and we need to stay on top of it. And one way to do it is listen to me, like I know what I'm doing. Or some of the others, Leo Sahaki, Joe Riddle, Richard Anderson, and filthy mouth liberal Andy Paguda, and anywhere else that you can get a message going. Or start your own, baby. Open your mouth, turn on your camera, do whatever it takes. But stay involved in this, because that's where it's all going to count. We only got two. They're Democrats jumping into the political presidential race left and right. I understand there's some little talk going on about a Biden veto ticket. I wonder what that would look like. How about that shit? Anyway, like, share, subscribe. John Bridevo of Blue Dot in Texas on Facebook, on YouTube. John Bridevo on Facebook. John Bridevo Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Go by and join the family. See whatever all the buzz is. They're growing all the time over there, so be a part of it. On Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas. Out my truck window. Anywhere else, we get the message going, baby. It's Friday coming up, so put the beer on the ice. Put the butt in the bowl. and let's get ready for a good weekend. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see y'all later. Oh, I got to find the right button here. I got to fix this shit over here. I used to be able to just hit this little thing and go off. Nowadays, I got to go over here and look for shit. Anyway, y'all take care.